Hey, what's up? It's Quentin Marcellis, model, actor, music artist, and man of many hats, joined by my brother Duke Durant, comedian, entrepreneur, and community leader in Greenwood. Today, we are taking a tour of a local Tulsa history exhibit on Greenwood and a tour of the Greenwood Rising Museum on Black Wall Street. Happy Black History Month to my city and my neighborhood. You can stream my single Black Wall Street from my debut mixtape Days in the Midwest on all streaming platforms. And don't forget, you can book your private tour with me, Quentin Marcellis, for my new family tour business, the Right Black Wall Street Tour, on Eventbrite, Quentin Marcellis Management at gmail.com, or my blog, qology.net.
If you look around,
thing I was going to say is that when I saw something on Instagram, somebody posted a couple of days ago during the centennial celebration, and they were highlighting, I forgot who exactly it was, what public figure or celebrity it was, but they were highlighting the fact that other riots and burnings of Black businesses have taken place outside of Black Wall Street and outside of the Tulsa race riots. And there's a lot of other places that are still under talked about or hidden. And, I think that's another thing that as Black people, and especially as Oklahomans and descendants of the, Black Wall Street, we need to start researching other places in the United States that had the same situation happen in their particular community and state. And a lot of those places are overlooked and slept on too. And I think that Black Wall Street is gonna help, the Black Wall Street Centennial Celebration is gonna help to really raise a lot of awareness and shed light on a lot of stuff that we ignore, we have ignored, and hopefully, the descendants are gonna get some of that money.
Yeah, I want to underline too. It's very cool that we're in this part of this exhibit. So 55 and 65, when you look at what was going on, you see MLK, you see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and as well as Malcolm X, sure to come. And by the time 1945 that came, think about what was going on in the world. World War II, D-Day happened in 44. We were fed up and tired with dreams having had been realized and then destroyed. By Red Summer, there have been over 25 Black meccas, or financial meccas, destroyed, right? This was the residual. So we have always, anytime where we thrived and innovated and created and built America, when we have had something taken away, we've always fallen. And my only worry is that we are not fighting hard enough and efficient enough. I also want to underline something you said too, and I don't think it was intentional, but there is, at this time, I noticed this weekend, people are like, hey, this is a Black Wall Street commemoration and not a celebration. However, I would beg to differ and say that there are both. Black Wall Street was burned down by white supremacy here in Tulsa, but there's also, for some, I've talked to some people, they said, we are celebrating, but we're celebrating the businesses that were here. And those same people have a Black Wall Street mindset. And even if they didn't have it before the 100-year anniversary, they have now been inspired to celebrate by way of creating businesses or gaining some business savvy. We need both. We need warriors. We need businessmen.
Bro, when I tell you, I have never in my life felt so in love with Black history until this moment. Like, it's just a lot of things have came together full circle for me. And, being from Tulsa, Oklahoma, I never thought that we had history this deep like this. You know what I mean? I always heard about the Tulsa race riots, but I'm happy that I'm finally starting to see us start to really put energy into it and memorialize it in the way we're doing it now. Mm-hmm. And
Agreed.
I remember when I went to Atlanta and different other places, I visited the church that the little girls got bombed in, the Birmingham bombing. Mm-hmm. The memorial that takes place there, with there's a museum, and there's a little, just very similar to what we have now with the Black Wall Street Greenwood Memorial Museum here. And it's just really dope that Tulsa is starting to really finally embrace the Black history that we have. Mm-hmm. And start to, again, just attracting celebrities, and we're starting to put more money into Greenwood. I just want us to really focus on creating Black businesses and creating the Black Wall Street that we can bring back here in 2021. I really feel like there's a renaissance taking place. There was the Harlem Renaissance. I feel like there's a renaissance that's taking place right now in 2021 here in the Black community in Tulsa, because it's changing. I mean, just today, I mean, all this stuff, even me just having the confidence to shoot a music video on the street.
Yep.
And this guy playing, you know, his saxophone out there.
Yep.
And I was just talking to Trey about visiting New Orleans, so it was really cool that the energy and the vibrations and the frequencies and the things I'm speaking into existence in my life, I see happening around me. I mean, the culture is here in Tulsa, bro. Like, sometimes I want to move away, and sometimes I've questioned, you know, if I wanted to live in other cities. But right now, I feel like there's something special happening in Tulsa, and I want to be a part of it.
Here's the thing. I've told people this, and this is what I've grown to understand. What I've grown to understand is that Black Wall Street, if you've been in Tulsa, Black Wall Street is now cornered in by a highway and OSU Tulsa to the north. And to the south, of course, is downtown Tulsa. To the west is a baseball field. And to the east is what will be a park of some sort, an Olympic park.
I wonder what this is. You think this kind of reminds me of like the Supremes, I guess, or
like some soul singers.
Soul singers. That is the soul
some
singers.
musicians. Probably definitely some soul singers.
That's one thing about Black history that I love is music. I feel like we have rich music. Like, it's just like in our blood and our culture to be just.
We're gonna sing.
Bro, we gotta sing through everything.
We're gonna sing while we fight. I mean, you gotta think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and
this is
civil
awesome
rights
right here,
movement.
bro. To see all these Black athletes.
They needed marching music.
Yeah.
You know. That wasn't
I was just going to say, whenever you're recording, just make sure not to record back here because we're going to let it show those images.
Gotcha.
So, this is good though.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's really awesome to see these Black athletes too. Like, I'm really like, this is dope because I like celebrating Black history all year round and not just February.
Right. Agreed.
So I really love the fact that you know, we're about to, and Juneteenth hasn't even came up yet. We're still about to approach Juneteenth.
Right.
It already feels like Juneteenth right now.
Right.
You know, so I'm really happy and excited that the Black community in Greenwood and Tulsa is starting to come together. I mean, we got that grocery store that just opened up, Oasis.
Agreed.
Over there. You
Agreed.
know, hopefully we can keep that up.
Everything that we've had, we could actually step out and walk through the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, we good idea.
Black Wall Street rather. Everything that we've had, probably this door. Everything that we've got in Tulsa, particularly, we had to fight for. Cool. Bid me the footnote. Did you know that Fred Sanford was actually a mayor in a city in Oklahoma?
Didn't know that.
Yeah. That's a whole other story. But everything that we've had in Tulsa, we've had to fight for. Literally, like march and march, protest, go.
Right.
And not just now. Let me say this: protesting alone is not enough. It's not enough. You have to go to a source of commerce. You have to go. It's been proven. You have to go to sources of commerce in order to effectively change and fight white supremacy. And Malcolm X underlined it well. White supremacy understands two things. The Honorable Malcolm X, underlined two things. White supremacy understands the loss of life and the loss of finance. And I say combined, there's lifestyle. If I take your finances, right? If I take your life, unless I'm defending myself, well, I'm going to jail, I'm going to prison. But if I take your lifestyle by ways of shifting my finances, then guess what? You're going to start to hear me then a lot better.
Right.
Take this into capacity. Fresh out of slavery in 1863, we possessed 0.5% of the wealth in the country, the wealth index.
Really?
Today, we only possess 1.5% of the wealth in this country. Yet we represent 14% of the country at some 49 million odd Black people. So what does that look like? Why do we only have 1.5% of the money, yet we represent 14% of the country? If you took that number and went to a grocery store that I'm not going to mention, but they have a couple vowels in there, and it's a mart of some sort. So if we took the 49 million of us, let's say 40 for easy numbers, right?
Right.
40 for simple math. If you take 40 million people, right, and you only spent $1 a week at that grocery store, now multiply that times 4. There's 4 weeks in a month, right? That's $160 million a month. Now multiply that times 12. That's the amount of money we would spend at that grocery store if we only spent $4 a month. We spend way more money than $4 a month at that grocery store. That's the power of the Black dollar. And we need to,
So I met, you know, it's funny to say that because I met Hill Harper. You know who Hill Harper is? So I met Hill Harper a couple of days ago at a hotel, and He was talking about the importance of cryptocurrency.
Right, he's
About how in
actually starting a thing.
the Black Wall Street app,
Right.
the crypto app. So, what do you think about cryptocurrency? You know a lot about it?
So I don't. I don't.
I don't
Here's
either.
the thing about the benefit of cryptocurrency, though, and looking at Black Wall Street, and you can see it even better now. So it's encapsulated, if you will, by a baseball stadium to the west,
Yeah.
to the north, a highway to the east.
Yeah.
You got that part, and then to the south, of course, downtown Tulsa. Cryptocurrency, right, it allows you to reach into spaces, right, that dollars don't necessarily reach into, but in a different form. Also, there is no possible way, if you take a look around, that you're going to rebuild, unless we get this highway moved, there's no possible way that you're going to rebuild Black Wall Street where it was.
So, which businesses here are black owned is the question. We know that frozen yogurt popsicle place is definitely black owned. We know that Lefties isn't black owned, right? Lefties isn't black.
Well, it's also not on Black Wall Street. This would have been deep Greenwood.
So
right
how big was Black Wall Street? Because I always get confused. Like, where was the burning actually taking place? Like, where was the block at? Where it covered?
So start here, right?
Yeah.
Go west.
Yeah.
Go about, I think, a mile.
Okay.
All right.
Because
And
it seemed like we only focus on this one strip.
then
but
go
I'm like,
east to half, but this is all that's left.
Wow.
See, so
Wow.
go 35 blocks.
Wow.
38 blocks.
Wow. Wow.
Go 38 blocks.
Wow.
That's gone.
Wow.
Now, I want to give you an interesting fact about the Bakken building and the Williams building.
Yeah.
If you noticed, it was rebuilt in 22, right? This building right here was 3 stories.
Yeah.
It was rebuilt in 22. This is the power of white supremacy, and this is the importance of commerce. That building right there was built 99 years ago, right? Since that building, there has not been a black man in Tulsa or in Oklahoma to erect a building that is 3 stories.
How do you know all this?
It's studying, man. It's so
Yeah.
important. So a big portion of it is just sitting around listening to elders, man. But when you think about that, because when you get to the 3rd story, you start talking about paying for sky space.
I know for a fact, and I want to speak this into existence. Since I'm from Tulsa, like, it's my desire as an artist to like own a store or some type of business on Black Wall Street. I don't know whether it be something related to fashion or something related to I like metaphysics, or a crystal shop, a shop that's all about black spirituality.
Dope.
So that's something I'm thinking about right now, trying to figure out what direction I need to go in. But
Here's what I tell people a lot of times: we have some wonderful shops, some wonderful businesses on Black Wall Street, necessary businesses on Black Wall Street. Here's the thing, though. I tell people I met some brothers and some sisters from New York, from Memphis, from Chicago, from Kansas City, from all around, right? From Beale Street, from Memphis, from some people living in the brownstones, right, in New York City. Here's the thing: where we can't rebuild right here, and they're like, "How do we rebuild this?" And I tell them the same thing: "Hey, it's going to be mighty freaking hard to rebuild right here. It's almost virtually impossible." It's a lot easier, though, if you understand that if you're from New York City or if you're from Memphis, I tell them Black Wall Street, since you know now,
Right.
since you're so mad now, since you're so hurt now, since you're so
Right.
enraged now, there's a swirl, there's a cocktail of emotions that people feel. Black Wall Street is right there.
Yeah,
And wherever
definitely.
you go, it might not be on this street anymore, right? But wherever you go, you take Black Wall Street there and you start that business and you sow back into the black communities there. That's Black Wall Street mentality, and that's more powerful than we've ever been.
And I would add to
Once we
that
achieve it.
that I definitely I want us to remember what happened, but I also want us to see how we can resurrect Black Wall Street. But like you said, I mean, it's only what's left of Black Wall Street is just this block.
Oh well, it's good. Well,
You
it's
know?
here.
So
It's here. Okay. And I'll take you through here. Link.
how you doing, sir?
First thing you're gonna see, this is kind of the start, right? And then it follows around.
Okay.
So what you'll see here is you'll see like transitions. It'll show you Black Wall Street then, and then Black Wall Street now from different angles.
So you did a really good job. We're already at the beginning.
Yeah.
This is funny into this.
What's funny is this is probably my favorite part.
The beginning part.
Yep. This is my favorite part. I've been through it a few times.
Well, I'm like kind of like blown away right now. I'm feeling really excited because this is my first time here since it's open. They had that grand opening, the ribbon cutting, and I wasn't here and I wanted to be here, bro. And now I'm seeing it. I'm kind of happy. I'm excited.
Divine
And I love
timing.
Black history, so
Divine timing.
it's a long time to be here. Here we are doing a project like we wanted to do. Great more in there. Steph Simon.
Steph Simon.
Who does not love Steph Simon?
I mean, he's a pretty dope person and he's very humble. That's what I love about him. He doesn't. I can tell he's not letting his current success get to his head enough to like not relate and reach out to people and still be down to earth.
He's village.
You know?
He's that's true village, man. He's a baba, right, in the village, a father in the village.
We definitely got to take some very dope artistic pics in here, bro. I mean, you know, to promote this.
You may write
Edward
them
P.
down.
McCabe, mayor of Taft, right? Mayor of Taft, Oklahoma, black town. Edward P. McCabe. What would you be if you stay in the South? Slaves, liable to be killed at any time and never treated right. But if you come to Oklahoma, you have equal chances with the white man, free and independent.
So what did you think about, because Lovecraft Country, they did the episode in Tulsa. Okay, see, what did you think about it? You think it was accurately depicted, like between Watchmen and Lovecraft? Do you feel like?
I feel like Watchmen probably did it a little bit. I think that, I mean, to accurately depict something and how the premise of how Lovecraft is set,
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect as much as I would expect from like maybe a documentary.
Gotcha.
Lovecraft
Yeah.
is a show. I think Watchmen might have done a little, I won't say a better job, they done a different, they had a different perspective.
I'm actually shocked that they didn't even come here and film it. I don't understand why they didn't. They actually filmed it in Chicago. But it would have been dope if they actually came here to actually film it, to be here where it happened. That's what I don't understand as a filmmaker. Like, why would you want to be? What's the reason why you wouldn't want to film here?
Well, with filmmaking, you get into cost.
That's true.
And all that, and politics and what have you.
Very true.
This is a really cool part, the virtual barbershop. That's really cool. When you go in, we'll see something.
That is really cool, man.
This is something that people leave out when we talk about Black Wall Street founding. I mean, as a kid, I grew up going to J.D. Mann's, whatever call it, J.D. Mann's store, right? Even though it had been rebuilt, it was his children or his grandchildren, perhaps. But I know that name.
Yeah.
When we talk about Black history in Tulsa, we should be talking about Mr. and Miss John and Lula Williams. We should be talking about J.D. Mann. We should be talking about Mr. J.B.
I don't know
Stratford.
who any of these people are.
J.B.
until today.
Stratford.
Man.
J.B. Stratford actually had a 54-room structured house, right? And his was right next door to O.W. Gurley, right? Or Ottawa.
And we had all this in Oklahoma, bro.
in Tulsa, right here in
That's why it's
Tulsa.
gone, bro.
Bro, when you start talking about, so O.W. Gurley, he also had kind of like an inn, if you will, right, for people to stay at, right by the train tracks. People to stay when they came to Tulsa at a time. J.B. Stratford right next door, had a little bit more upscale hotel, had a $5,000 chandelier in the lobby.
Wow.
And then if you look at talking about upscale, then in Tulsa.
And this picture right here kind of gives you an idea of kind of.
Exactly.
That
AJ
was taken-
Smitherman,
That was taken in 1909.
maybe Little, Ellis Walker Wood, you know
This picture was taken in 1909.
Yeah, man.
So where would this strip be at right here?
This
Like where it's currently like what's left that we can see. Where would that be at here? Where would you say in this picture, or is it even there?
It's actually, so this would have been from I believe this is the south, this is the north view. And the reason why I say it's the north view is because of how much of Tulsa is left. I want to say this would be the north view, because Deep Greenwood is down this street.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I've always wondered how even Christianity could survive through so much racism and so much hatred and so much slavery.
Well,
in
has it
America.
really, and it's true
How does that
form.
religion survive?
In its true form, though, but it's galvanized. You gotta understand.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about the Byzantine Empire Christianity, then we're talking about King James, in my opinion, a little crap, galvanized Christianity. Christianity was tailored to our understanding to oppress us.
Now this is lit.
You can sit in the
That's
chair.
a virtual.
You can sit in the chair.
No interactive.
You sit in the chair and get your haircut. Watch.
And nowhere else. See, we show what we're about.
You can sit in
Schools all that
you
mess
sit in the
about
chair and
being
get your haircut.
inferior and being too dense to be successful in business.
That us colors would abandon the respect we're supposed to show our racial superiority.
Oh, that's really cool, bro.
Well, why would I want anything on this side of the tracks anyhow? I mean, we got everything we want right here. We got our own businesses. I mean, Booker T's the best school. We got great lawyers. We got the best blues, jazz. We got the best barbers for damn sure. And I take it you're the best of the best, right? I'm telling you.
Isn't that wild?
Well, amen to that.
Like this experience is
We ought to be proud of what we done here.
And it's very dope. It's very surreal, right? It's pretty cool.
It's proof of that.
You know what also makes me want to get into acting?
We live in a time
I wanna be an actor
when a black
too, so-
man has a chance to build
Yeah.
something he can pass on to his kids, his grandkids, and on and on.
Yeah, but don't forget they got McLean marching in Washington D.C.
You
Race
know,
riots all across the
I love
country.
shit like that.
agreed. Man, my thing is telling the story, man. I mean, I love to be a part of any project that has a story that I'm really passionate about. You know?
I just had a brilliant idea come to me. No one's thought of doing a show here. No one's thought. There's no black filmmakers in Oklahoma. Now that would be incredible if we all come together.
There are black filmmakers in Oklahoma.
I'm very sure, yeah.
But-
they're not as, I guess, active as we would expect them to be, I guess.
It's hard, man. It's
I'm
really-
sure. But I'm signed to the Linda Layman agency, and I get a lot of. I need to actually make some time to go to a lot of these auditions I get, but I do get a lot of acting auditions here in Tulsa because I've been on the set of a TV show, a movie. I was on the set of American Gods. And I was also on the set of a movie called Starbright, which is a film they filmed here. And I was a stand-in, so I got a film credit on IMDb, so that's pretty cool. So if I really put my focus into it, I'm sure I could, get my name out there as an actor. But I feel like Oklahoma's become a really great place for filmmaking because they get a tax break. Filmmakers get tax breaks here because they want to bring more people here to Oklahoma and Tulsa and experience the rich history and the outskirts. Like I shot my mixtape cover days in the Midwest near the Glass Mountains. I don't know if you've been there before, but
No, I haven't.
we have some really nice historical national parks and like really pretty scenery on the outskirts of Oklahoma that people don't know about. I mean, we have a whole desert in Oklahoma that nobody knows about, which I'm going to shoot for my next mixtape. So it's called Little Sahara. What? And they ride dune bikes and stuff out there. So there's a lot of stuff here in Tulsa that, as far as filmmaking and things like that, if people are serious about it, I mean, there is a serious need for artists and business owners, black businesses to rise right now because no one's doing it really. There's so much room for growth in Tulsa. I see it, bro. And that's why sometimes I want to leave, but I do see that there's a lot of value right now in what's taking place if you're serious about it. Because there's not a lot of room there's a lot of first happening right now. First this and the first that, because Tulsa is still growing.
Yeah.
And this is the number one city for entrepreneurs, and this is also a city that is still growing. It's still establishing itself like it is right now. So, because this is pretty incredible. I mean,
Do you, as a fashionista, right? I also consider myself a fashionista in fashion. Right? I was walking through here the other day.
Yeah.
Do you think it's inappropriate? Do you stop? Do you got some kind of style with like how Kanye had the new slave, right? But with a different mindset, right? Well, maybe with a different perspective, right? Because we grew up in this time. Do you see yourself fashioning the cotton sack at any point in time? No.
I don't. It doesn't appeal to me.
It's a hell.
Doesn't appeal to me.
This actually kind of messed me up to think about
What is that?
what might be stuck in the
Three members
stocks.
of a big confined to stocks.
Like when you're confined in the stocks, and your hands and your feet are like this, because you're in your cell in jail. These days you walk.
Is that a
around
real
so
picture or is that a
It's a real
reenactment? Because their faces don't look. They don't look stressed enough.
That's a real picture.
What's happening? They're being forced against their will to do that.
No, they're in jail.
They're in jail for
So,
doing
like,
something. Okay.
Right. So I
A
mean,
debt.
imagine how much turmoil you might be in.
His facial expressions throw me off.
In 39, where you might have
Man.
your head cut off with no means
For what
to
reason, though?
defend-
For just a crime, any crime.
racism. I mean, anything could happen, like in this
Scenario.
scenario.
Very true. I didn't think about it like
Yeah,
that.
like-
Yeah.
And speaking of which,
So was slavery prominent in Oklahoma?
you mean like actual like slaves in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Well, so slavery, yeah.
It existed in Oklahoma?
Yeah. So you're talking about Indian territory. There were slaves that were black that were in debt to, or said to be in debt to tribes, right?
it's cool to experience this with you, bro. First time. Because we talk about stuff like this all the time, so it's cool, you know.
This is like, so having had been painted in 1862, think about, even though it's a painting, this must have really went on, man. Like trying to get away from dogs, and all you got is a hatchet, right? And you're like,
bro, this is real horror, bro. I mean, this is like when you think about horror. I mean, so
this is real life.
This is real black.
In your face trope.
This is like that black. What is it? I told you earlier. Black trauma porn.
Bro,
this is crazy, bro.
But
this is horror.
Life.
This is a horror movie, and to show that this is real life.
Bro.
That's the crazy thing about it. Because you know what's crazy is that white people have the privilege to enjoy entertainment that's horror, that's fictional. But when black people have any type of depictions of horror, we're depicted as slaves, we're depicted as being manipulated by white people, or you know, like Get Out, Us, you know, stuff like that, and that's become like a trend in Hollywood. You know,
and it's real though.
It's real. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think people have that connectivity to say, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, like, this is not just horrible in horror. This is their trauma. Like, this is their real life trauma.
I mean, and it blows my mind to think that
voter suppression sound familiar?
Yeah. What blows my mind is that religion survives through these things, these horrible, like they're going to church right after they hang somebody. So how are you shouting the name of God, but you're treating other human beings like trash and killing them just sickeningly? I don't understand that. Torturing and abusing other people, but yet you're still worshiping in the church.
This is Tulsa. This is copywritten roster of Ku Klux Klan member in Tulsa in the 1920s.
Wow.
Handwritten. This is a roster. Look at these
real.
last names.
Yeah. Wow. That's some of those last names are some of the last names we have.
This is so that means in the 20s, say if their dad was 30,
yeah,
and he had a kid at 30, right? They lived their life maybe to 60, right? Say they lived their life to 60. That means that kid could have died in 1990, but they had another kid in 1950. How old is that person right now? 71. Man. That means that some of our classmates' grandparents could have been the kid of these people on this list.
Man.
With this last name, right here in Tulsa.
Bro, this is what's like making me sad.
This is a mother and son. This is a mother and son held in Okima, Oklahoma for a crime that they did not commit. And look at all these people cheering and smiling and posting up for this picture. The kids are there. This is in 1911. Somebody could be, somebody's great grandfather is right here. They might be hiring somebody here in Tulsa.
One thing that show Lovecraft Country touched on is sundown towns.
Oh yeah, Okima. Okima, Oklahoma.
Really?
Man, there's so
I
many.
never heard of that place. Wow. So I didn't know Oklahoma had this much black. I just didn't know Oklahoma had this much this.
Like every time, I'm not gonna lie. As a black man, I walked in here the other day to read the timeline of how it transpired. Realize this is a 16-hour gunfight. 16 hours, man. We didn't just get obliterated.
16-hour gunfight.
We didn't just get obliterated. We were fighting.
Are you talking about the race riot when it actually happened?
Race massacre, yeah. Peg Leg Taylor was shooting. He was shooting from a hill, from Standpipe Hill, with a machine gun, taking out racists at the train tracks. But as a black man, this did stop me in my tracks. And it made me think, why does this stop me in my tracks? There's trauma that I feel. I've seen these guys before. They did a parade
that stopped me in my tracks
when I was younger.
But
it stopped me in my tracks. This is the first time I've been this close to it.
I've seen, that kind of stopped me in my tracks.
There's trauma that you feel.
The stains on that shit. I mean, I don't even shit. The fact that it looks so real. I mean, it's there.
That's real.
That's real.
That's real.
I mean, those stains on there already prove it. You know, shit.
It's wild, man.
But it's really cool experience though. So I just have such a love for black people, and I mean, this is reaffirming my love for black people and just our struggle and just our history, and we're just such resilient people. We've been through a lot. We have a lot of pain in our history and in our community, and our spirituality and our faith has gotten us through so much. When I tell you, bro, it's crazy.
What do you always question? People who since 16, 19, I wonder if these are real. Are these real? These aren't real. No, it's real. In fact, this is not even real.
Bro, I saw somebody like literally walk past. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And they try to cover it up too. That's the wild part about it.
These actually published accounts for witnesses that weren't black.
I just want to hear a white person's rationale of being Christian in this topic. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you believe in that has you acting like that. I'm real curious about that because I'm a spiritual person. It doesn't make any sense.
Also, you gotta understand too how it started when Dick Rowland was, when it was understood that he was put in jail.
Yeah.
Brothers got in cars and they drove around. Imagine the balls you have when you drive around to South Tulsa in a car that may not say nothing, but y'all see us, we in a car with guns. So y'all let him out. They was like, so nobody, this is why. Nobody had been lynched in Tulsa. No black man had been lynched in Tulsa. So when they said they were gonna lynch Dick Rowland, they said, nope, it hasn't happened in Tulsa. And we're all gonna go to bat for this 19-year-old, our son, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're gonna go to bat for our boy, and nobody's getting lynched.
Well, this would be a great place to take a picture.
Yeah, it will.
I like I'm very artistic in this pop. I don't know what we would do, but bro, this is really put a lot into this.
Felix Jones bought this mansion. You know he bought this mansion. First mayor of Tulsa, Tate Brady. The known Klansmen own this mansion. And Felix used to run past it every day.
I feel like I've seen that. That's over there by the Field Road.
No, it's right around the corner. By Denver Queens.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Felix Jones now owns this.
Wow.
No?
Wow.
Used to be a slave master, man, a Klansman. Now black man owns it.
Isn't that the very same mansion that they produced Fire in Africa?
I'm so proud of Tulsa because this is stuff I saw in Atlanta. This is stuff I saw in like other states. Like, but I never thought we would have a museum, a Black History Museum in Tulsa. Like I'm blown away right now. Like that's crazy. That's real dope. I mean, that's gonna really put Tulsa on the map as far as tourism. You know. And this is brand new. This is like fresh. Okay, man. Have you been to the museums, to the Civil Rights Museums?
I haven't.
That's okay.
I spent so much time here, and I'm planning to go. I'm going. Like, that's urban renewal. It's so smoke. Look at the Gap Band, man. Look at Charlie Wilson. So much style, man. Uncle Charlie, man. So much style, man. Got on the chords.
Bring up the money, bring up the dough.
Let's take it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna tell you something.
It's wild.
It's crazy to think.
You don't know.
I think one other side, the other side.
It's a lot of you go, let's
do it. Hey, it's your boy Duke Durant.
And we are here at the Black Wall Street. What's the actual appropriate title for this?
So Greenwood Rising.
Greenwood Rising.
Black Wall Street Rising. And so this is a new museum here in Tulsa. The land was donated, thankfully. It was donated, and then
isn't it wild to think that the land was donated when this is sacred territory and sacred ground? But it was donated?
Right.
By who?
Exactly. So it's a guy knowing, for the sake of, for whatever, I'll leave his name out, but it was donated by a guy, and not a black guy.
Okay.
So to put that in context, what you're saying, he's not black. So, he's a person of color though. But anyway, so what are some of the projects that you're working on? I know we were talking about kind of projects we're going to work on together, but what are some of the projects you're working on?
So right now I'm working on my next mixtape called On a Journey. So I'm working on my music, but I'm also working on my YouTube channel, which is why we're here and why we're doing this video. And working on a lot of artistic stuff. I would say definitely trying to make a name for myself in the community. I'm definitely a human rights activist. I'm very much a pro-black, pro-LGBT. So those are the things that I'm all about. Is just equality for all, equality for all people and love, and then just also celebrating love in all its facets and forms. And so, yeah, that's what I represent and who I'm about right now. I'm working on, again, my mixtape On a Journey.
which is supposed to come out sometime this summer, and it's pretty much just all about my journey as a Black gay man in Tulsa, and just just learning how to love myself, just kind of my experiences from New York City that brought me back to Tulsa to record Days in the Midwest, which is my first mixtape. And On a Journey is pretty much just about, just elaborating a little bit more deeper on my first project in the sense of just going deeper into me as an artist. What about you?
So, projects I'm working on currently are simply a project you're working on with me.
Yeah.
So now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me, now you don't. In a nutshell, we have so much intersectionality, right? And then we're both Black, we're both men, right? There's so many different facets, if you will, to Black men. There's so much more to just being a Black man. We don't have a cookie cutter version of Black men. Now, I will underline that it's needed to say, it should be needless to say, but I think it's much needed to underline right here for the sake of your channel as well. But the reason why I'm underlining this is not to oppress anyone else. It's not to say that Asian women aren't important. It's not to say that Black women are important. It's not to say that white males aren't important. It simply is. I'm not even saying I'm not using this as a Black Lives Matter type deal. What I'm doing is simply underlining and highlighting what you notice. Now you see me. You see I'm a Black male. You see you're a Black male. But then now you don't. What don't you see? What don't you see that occurs every day in life that leads Black males to have certain opinions? And that doesn't mean, so you could have a Black male that's single, he's gay, he's Christian, and he makes $80,000 a year. He has no kids. Why doesn't he want to have kids? What does he think about Christianity? What does he think about sports? He might play sports. Michael Sam plays sports, right? He's a Black gay male. All right, but then you can find another Black gay male, and they have a completely. That doesn't mean that they're the same.
Right.
It doesn't.
I mean, that's a good point, because people think, even in the gay community, people think that every gay person. Well, from somebody that's not gay, they think that every gay person is the same. But there's so many different types of Black gay men. There's so many different types of straight Black men. There's so many different types of Black men in general.
Right.
Regardless of your sexuality, regardless of your location in the world. So that's why I like this project.
I think it's high past time that America, it's almost crazy and unfathomable that we have to create content like this to say, hey, we're not all the same.
Right.
You would think that it would be proven already. However, that's not the case. And so I'm going after it. And
but even amongst Black men, I didn't mean to cut you off. We still don't have that concept down, even amongst Black men, that we're all different.
There's trained behavior.
Yeah.
But we're gonna break some stereotypes. We're gonna kick some doors in. I believe there's a line or a phrase that came from a project that came from Tulsa, Fire in Low Africa. There's an artist on there, and he said, "We at the doors with our nines out." So to all these stereotypes, we are at the door with our nines out to the stereotypes, and we kicking in doors, and we shooting all of the stereotypes down. It's high past time that we create our own identities. The world is not going to continue to keep giving us out.
So what you think about this museum and like the tour that we had? Like, you've already been here. This is my first time, but like going through it a second time, do you have any thoughts that stood out to you? Is there anything that, something that just stood out to you that's seeing it the second time? I know when we sat in a barber chair that was like a virtual reality, like hologram type thing. That was really, really dope, and it made me feel like I was like right there, and they were cutting my hair. It's a really unique experience. What did you think going through it the second time?
Second time definitely for me, man, was the I walked through and I seen the clan robe in the hood. The first time I walked through by myself. And I'm a father of 5, man.
Yeah.
I have 3 daughters and 2 sons. And so I think nowadays I would be a fool to say that I don't have fear. Fear drives me, and I have fear of certain things. For instance, you might not call it fear, but you have concern, right? If you feel your lights being cut off, guess what? You're gonna take yourself to work, and you're gonna make the money to keep your lights on, right? So I would say to myself, if I seen a Klans member, what would I do? And here it is, just a simple road. When I walked through by myself, it almost stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something that was real intimidating when I saw it.
That stood out to me.
And the fact that there was like a stain on it, I mean, it just made it more realistic.
Like, what is that?
You know, and so today was the first time I had been that close. I hadn't seen stuff in the corner. I had left that corner. I kind of cut that corner off when I went in there the first time because I felt like, man, I don't want. It's almost like it's jumping out to you, and it made me think, where am I anchored at as a black male, as a father of 5? Where is my strength anchored at? What would I do if I seen? What did my ancestors do? What trauma did they get when they seen a person in that role, knowing what they're coming to do? I'm just looking at the role.
Man, I mean, the fact that our role carries so much power and so much, it can raise so much emotions that are just triggered, just automatically.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. It's just the power that has, and you know, I mean, I'm just happy that we're in a, I don't know, I wouldn't even say where would you say the state of the black community is in 2021?
We got work to do. We got work to do. We are, I don't like the term. I think the term is overused, just like the term toxic. I think the term woke is overused often and it's becoming too cliche. But I think that the black community in America, the black population, some 49 million of us, 14% of this country, of these United States of America, we are waking up and we are realizing that, wait a minute, since 1619, it's been, 402 years? If we've been surviving and not only thriving and creating this long, wait a minute. That's what a lot of us are saying, no, hold on. Ain't no more separatism. We're dismantling separatism imposed by white supremacy. We have to believe that, and we have to press, we have to insist upon it, but we are waking up and we are a sleeping giant. America better get ready. I tell people a lot of times, what happens when we want revenge?
I mean,
I think we're on the cusp of it. We want revenge.
We want reparations.
We want reparations, but a lot of us, we want reparations, and a lot of us want revenge. The Black Panthers were here this weekend.
And I think, honestly, just based on this past weekend with the Black Wall Street Centennial celebration, and also with Fire in Little Africa being like a hip-hop group and collective that's commemorating the Tulsa race riots, I really feel like there's just something special taking place in Tulsa right now, and there's just a creative energy and buzz I've never experienced, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it, and just kind of see the growth that Tulsa is about to experience. So I definitely feel like we have a long way to go too, especially as a black gay man and just somebody that is a black man too, that's separate from that and a queer man as well. But both of those things coming together, I definitely can say that we've come a long way on a lot of issues like love, and just the fact that, two people of the same sex can fall in love. That's not something that should be considered to be abnormal because it happens all the time. I mean, that's not something that's, we've made, like you said, it's how people are raised, it's certain traditions and there's certain religions that we've, or certain things that we've allowed to become generational curses in the black community and not heal past certain trauma and things like that. So I feel like we're in a time period now where those things are happening. So
more than ever, we gotta focus, and we gotta remember what danger really is, good trouble. We gotta stay dangerous, brother. I can't tell you enough. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yes, bro.
And
I'm really loving this.
Man, we come in all shape. We come heterosexual, homosexual, transsexual, pansexual, live on Social Security, make $20,000, make $80,000, make $250,000, Christian, Buddhist, atheist.
And the most important thing is we're more stronger together than we are apart.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you guys for tuning into this video. There's definitely going to be more stuff coming between us. We got a lot of projects we're going to be working on, including Now You See Us, Now You Don't, which is a project that we're going to collaborate on, including my mixtape On a Journey. So thank you for tuning in to my vlog, and until next time, it's your boy Q.
Quacky Gigi.
I'm in the Greenwood Rising Black Wall Street History Center, and I just finished the tour. It was amazing. You guys need to come check it out. There's some real history going on right now in Tulsa.
You can't catch me strutting down Black Wall Street. Yeah, straight to the headline. No white or colored signs. Vibes won't stop this money.